Second nature for children in the house, coach. How you doing?
As always, man, I'm great, great. How was
Man, I'm doing absolutely great, man. So as we get ready to do this right here, bringing that real life talk, talking about everyday situations and things like that right there. We see subscribe as you come in, hit the thumbs up, make sure you share this information. Go to our organization, Second Nature for Children, and support us working with the children. That's one thing we don't do. We don't come together, and well, we've already done the video, but we definitely don't come together for the betterment of us, other people. And if you see the work that we're doing with the children, I'm not understanding why people are not supporting us in this organization, what's real. Since we're not scamming, trying to pull the wool over people's eyes and things like that right there, then we don't get any support really from the community. And I just seen something. I'm just scrolling through Facebook and seeing some teenagers, and I don't know if it was in Monroe or somewhere where they was fighting over some Jordan tennis shoes. Did you see that?
Mm. No, 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 no.
Yeah, they was fighting it and ended up some shooting got started over some Jordan tennis
Damn.
shoes. Yeah, and I was just saying to myself, damn, look at our teenagers, look at our young kids up in this place. And Michael Jordan, he win all the way around because if you buy his tennis shoes, that's what $1 or $2 to make in another country, and he sell them to you for 300 to 500, he win. And then once you get into the scuffle that you're in right here, and you end up going to juvenile or in jail, he win because he's invested into the
Best, yeah,
juvenile.
yeah,
So
yeah.
so
System, yeah.
that's a smart guy. I'm not mad at him. You understand? A lot of
Mm-hmm.
folks got mad at Jordan when he invested into the criminal system. But here, that's a smart move because one thing he know, we coming up in that system. So I was just looking at that. So that's just real life talk. So I want to talk to you a little bit today, Coach, about are Black women delusional about relationships? I already know, man. But let me tell you something.
Ah.
I'm gonna let you go too. I'm gonna let you
Ah.
go. And Coach, I'm basing this conversation off of years of talking to a lot of ladies.
Okay,
Yeah, this
okay.
ain't nothing where it just all of a
Mm.
sudden, bam. It's
Son,
been
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
it's been years of talking to ladies, and I'm not talking about all Black ladies. Okay, so don't get your panties in a ruffle. I'm not talking about all, but I am talking about the ones that I've had the conversation with over years, over the years. And they always talking about the type of man they want, and they have to kind of think about the type of woman they are as well. Yeah,
There you go.
they
There you
have to
go. There you go.
they have to
There
kind
you
of think
go.
about the type of woman they are, but they always
Mm-hmm.
talking about this man they want. And so I'm gonna address this conversation that I had this week. I'm just gonna bring it right up to date that I had this week. And I want to say this right here before I get into that. If you are physically, financially, or spiritual, all of that is based on right now on your decision making. I want to say that from before we jump into
Okay,
that,
yeah.
because
Mm-hmm.
there was another discussion that I had with someone when we talking about your physical. I'm not talking about you've been in a car accident. I'm talking about something that you had control over with taking care of yourself. So where you are
Mm-hmm.
today, physically, financially, and spiritually, I want to explain something to you. That's your decision making. That was on you. And what we have to stop doing, we have to stop blaming everybody else for where we are today because that's on you. That's on you. So I'm gonna leave that right there. That was from a discussion that I had this week as well. So let's jump into this right here because I had this discussion and this right here been going on for about the last 2 weeks or so. So I asked this question: are Black women delusional about relationships? Now I want to define it. Then, Coach, if you want to go first, I'll let you go. But I want to make sure that we get a reference to the word delusional. A delusional person has an unshakable belief in something that's not true. They have an unshakable belief in something that's not true, even when presented with the evidence that is
Mm.
false.
Hey,
So I just want delusional.
yeah,
I want to stay right there. And relationship is just a connection who you're connected with.
yeah, yeah.
So coach, before I even get started, I ask you this question then, because I think you're already ready to go on this right here. Are Black women delusional about relationships? What you think about that?
From my experience, hell yeah. You know, even if you, the individual, is a what we call shoot from the hip, and you tell it like it is, as in, okay, this is where I am. I'm great with me, and if I'm rolling in that space, this is how I want things to be. You know what I mean? You might get an affirmative, okay, okay, okay. And then as time go on, you get in this switching up. But I thought, no, because everybody's definition is not the same when it comes to relationship. We can talk about be it platonic, be it romantic, be it business, you know what I mean? Be it personal. Everybody's definition is not the same. And people tend to, well, from my experience, Black women tend to go along from even the beginning and then switch up later, or hoping that, well, I'm gonna make him change his mind type thing, and then you look at like the bad guy because in her mind, she had this going somewhere else. Even though you said what you said from jump, you know. No, everything is on the table as far as discussion. So if even after the fact you come back and say, well, I know what you said, but this is how I'm rolling. You know what I mean? We can have a discussion about it. It might not go your way. I don't know. But you can just take it upon yourself, like, in my mind, this is what I see things to be. And you want an individual, free thinking individual to just go along with what was in your mind. They don't even know what's in your mind. So how can they go along with it? That's just one aspect. We can go on and on with it, but that's just one aspect. Another thing is disqualifications. There's nothing wrong with standards. There's nothing wrong with high standards. But what about your standards? Do your standards match the standards you're requesting from someone else?
Mhm.
You know, it got to match up. You know what I mean? That's the way I see that. Another thing, man, and I'm noticing it more so now than ever before. I guess because it's out there. I wouldn't even say. I think it's more than friction between the male and the female, Black male and female. That's what we're talking about.
Mhm.
There's a lot of friction because the expectations of the females, and there's nothing wrong with your expectations, but like I said, what are your qualifications to demand these expectations? What are yours? You're not matching up. What is this you requesting? And you want someone to come along and be okay with substandard while they're the high standards you require. Life don't work like that, man. You asking for trouble. So, but yeah, like I said, this can go on and on, but I'm just, that's my little 2 cents for now, man.
Yeah,
Definitely,
and that's real
definitely,
good. And like you said,
definitely.
when we talking about that connection, it's broad. It's so many different ways that you
Yeah,
can
yeah.
go. Definitely with this conversation. Now, a lot of these women that I'm talking about that I've had this conversation with, they either been in either bad relationships or they've been in marriages that have ended in divorce, and some just say, I haven't found him yet. So I'm like, okay. And then I hear the qualifications, like you just mentioned about the qualifications. I'm
Mm.
listening to the qualifications of the man that they would love to have. I'm listening to these qualifications. And like I said, it go both ways. And like you just said a little earlier, you looking for these qualifications of that guy. What are your qualifications? But I'm telling you what's in their head. So that's why I want to deal with, are they delusional about, not looking at themselves, but a lot of times they be thinking about, it's a very selfish way to look at something because it's about
Very.
just, yeah, what I want.
Just you.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, 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 yeah,
I,
what I want.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
so, so, so I ask, are they delusional? Because this guy that they are describing is this faithful guy. Yeah, it's this. Listen, over the years now, this is conversation. They looking for this faithful guy. They looking for this guy, with integrity. He got to have character. She's looking for her soulmate. She's looking to be the only woman
Mhm.
that he deals with in an intimate relationship. So I said, okay, I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're looking for. Now, I don't know if you know this or not, but being delusional is classified under a mental disorder. I don't know.
Yep,
Yeah, yeah,
yep,
it's, yeah,
yep,
being
yep.
delusional is broad, and it's definitely classified under a mental disorder. And ladies, that man that you're looking for is so rare. The one that you're looking for, that Prince Charming, I'm gonna tell you why he's so rare. Because in order for him to possess those certain characteristics that you are looking for, he has to be, you can't get around this right here. That's why I talk about the mind, the body, and the soul. He has to be spiritually connected to himself because he has to mature into being a certain man.
True,
I want the ladies to get that right there. Because
true, true,
yeah,
true.
you out here looking for somebody. That's why I'm telling you, we miss that foundation. If he's not spiritually, those things, that faithfulness, integrity, character, the thing gonna be faithful to you. You be the listen, baby, those things come from within you. And I'm going to tell
True,
you something
true.
from my experience, and I'm speaking from my experience, and most of the guys that I know, they don't have those characteristics. They just don't have them. They're not even maturing spiritually. So, ladies, you're in trouble
Mm.
if that's
I
what you're
want to
looking
add.
for. Go ahead
I
on.
want to add something to the flip side of that coin too.
Put it in there.
There's nothing wrong with them asking for what they're asking for, but here where the problem comes in. If you're the only person this man's life, you the only woman you want, this man to be in this man's life. There's nothing wrong with that. But that means good, bad, and ugly that's coming from him, you got to deal with that. Nobody, no other female, you have to deal with it, whether you like it or not, because this is what you asked for. You can't separate. So unless he's a perfect man, unless he agrees with everything you say, so y'all are not gonna have any disagreement. Oh, come on. So all the things that come with this person, the topics that he's interested in and you don't want to hear, he's going to talk to you about it. Are you willing to sit down and listen about it, even though you might say bore you, you have no interest? Everything, all this attention, you have to deal with this man. Are you ready for that? Can you handle that? I mean, really, can you as an individual handle that? That's a lot to put on someone. So you got to be careful what you're asking for. You don't want to be bothered? That's not his problem. You as female, you got to deal with him whether you want to be bothered or not. You ready for that? I'm just saying. That's the flip side of that coin, you know.
And by you saying that, one specific young lady that I was talking to, and I was pointing these things out, and she was saying, "Well, you know what? He's ready to marry me." Now, this is what she's telling me this week. No, he'll marry me right now, and I'm ready to be married again. This is probably about her third. True story. Yeah, this is about her third marriage. She just got out of one. So she said, yeah, because I'm looking for a companion. I'm looking for this companion.
Oh,
And I said, well, let me tell you something. Now, you just told me you ready to be married. And you told me that you got the guy that you're talking to. He's ready to be married. I said, why you're not married then? I'm not understanding why you're not
hey,
married.
hey.
Watch this right here, just like you just said. Well, he got some jealousy issues, and he got some controlling issues. I say, listen, so here we go. You looking for the perfect guy, because if he's good in this area of wanting to be married, wanting to be faithful, wanting to be that, wanting to be this, but now you telling me that he wants to incarcerate you and smother you. So are you willing to give your freedom up for this man that you saying, listen, he's gonna be faithful, he want to be married, he want this. You got to understand, ladies, it's always something that you're gonna have to deal with, especially when you're talking about dealing with someone else. It's always something you're gonna have to deal with. Now, if you just want to stay to yourself, be by yourself, do your own thing, you show integrity to yourself, you show character to yourself, you do all these things for yourself, then you be the perfect person to you and for you. But I'm gonna tell you, here's the facts, that anytime you are dealing with someone else, then
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna be something that you got to deal with, because you all are two different people. And it
Yep.
takes more than I love you for a relationship to make it. Because what are the things that we have in common? I would say
There you go.
having things in common is more just as important as I love you. Go ahead on.
I just remember. You remember the guy trucker used to come in the gym and work out. Then he told me getting married. Somebody he can't work her because the wife don't want him to work her. You remember that was years ago. That's what comes to my mind. You meet me and I'm working out. That's what I do. And because I'm getting married to you, I gotta stop working. I gotta stop going to the gym. Really?
Mm,
You remember? You
mm.
remember that guy?
I remember. I know exactly what
Yeah,
you're talking about.
yeah,
I know
yeah,
exactly what you're talking about. I've
yeah.
I've even been in there in the gym where I've seen a guy standing over by the weight rack talking to a young lady, just general conversation, not holding a conversation. They both getting the weights and they both standing over there, just. So he hurry up and come back over where I'm at. I'm like, you ran from over there, didn't you? He said, man, if my wife come up in here and I'm standing over here talking to this lady, man, she'll kill me. Listen, listen, are you serious? I just want you to, how are you going to be in a relationship and we've
Hmm.
done the video on when there is no trust, there is nothing. When you can't even stand close to a lady again weights, or when you can't be in the presence of the company, or you got to always keep a man around just because, I mean, one of the worst things to be in a relationship, and that person don't trust you, that person is insecure, and that person is jealous, very jealous. That's one of the worst relations. So just imagine, here it is again. They could be faithful to you all day long, but just
Mm-hmm.
like I said, what if they insecure? That means every time you go out the house, where you going? Where you been? Where this? Where that? Where this? I don't want you to go right now. I want you to stay here. You can't talk to him. I only want you to hold a conversation. You got to understand, it's other issues that we have to get together. And all of that comes from maturing. And
Yeah,
we're not, yeah,
yeah.
we're not matured enough to even be in an adult relationship because it's always something. One of the biggest things we can't do, we can't communicate with each other. I already talked about it. One of us is too emotional. Soon as you want to have a talk with your partner, but you know that if you start this conversation off, it's gonna start an argument. That go a problem right there. So,
But
ladies, my thing is to tell you like this right here. And if you see anything different, or you could tell me anything different and let me know something different, there's the comment section. I would love to hear it. My thing is this right here. You being a lady, especially if you are a lady of age and you can experience certain things, you should know certain things by now. You should know. I know you still living on that hope that he's coming. I know. But the way I see it for you is this here. You better put yourself first and don't go into a relationship expecting so much. Just you gotta just let you just gotta take that journey. Don't go in there expecting that this person won't do this person won't do that. You putting all your trust. Now, I'm not telling you to go into a relationship and treat someone like they're doing something. You got to trust them to a certain point till you don't make them feel overwhelmed with, man, I can't go nowhere, I can't talk, I can't do that. No, you can't do that. But you don't give all your trust and all your heart to someone to the point where when they disappoint you or they do something that you're not expecting, you're just heartbroken. So you have to make sure, especially with this man today, because even myself, I don't see him maturing. I don't see it. I don't see it. And that's one of the biggest reasons, coach. I'm not connected to a lot of men. That's, as a matter of fact, it's the biggest reason I'm not connected to a lot of men right now because these Negroes, no integrity, no character. I don't care about you being faithful to me because I'm not in that type of relationship with you. But I don't see him maturing spiritually. So even myself, I won't deal with him in certain ways. I'm always cordial, but then that's it. So, ladies, I would definitely have to agree, and I would definitely say that if you looking for that Mr. Perfect guy, you are definitely delusional. And like I say, that's classified under a mental disorder. And another thing too, I'm gonna tell you something. Men, we got to get it together because what happens is, especially if you are a alcohol drinker, and especially if you drink alcohol excessively, you're gonna stay in trouble. It may not be you, but if you the type of guy who like to go out and drink and you supposed to have a lady at the house, man, you know what that alcohol do. So I'm telling all the men to even be careful. If you alcohol and if you doing drugs and you know you in a monogamous, you supposed to be in a relationship with just you and her, you're gonna have to be very careful. And I'm gonna tell you, a lot of times you may not even understand why you drinking and smoking so much because you may be in something that
mm,
self-consciously, you understand what I'm saying? That you
yeah,
really
yeah,
don't,
yeah,
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 you
yeah.
really don't want to be
I
in.
want to be there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
really
yeah.
don't want to be there, but you don't know how to tell her that you don't want to be in the relationship. And a lot of times that causes a lot of problems because, and we've said this in many videos, that men, you got to start being truthful. And you just got to let it lay as it
Yeah,
lay.
yeah. And I found a lot of guys, man. I told folk to married now. A lot of guys, to me, they're I don't guess reluctant. I don't want to say afraid. Let me say reluctant to tell the truth because of the blowback or the possibility of the blowback. You're a grown man. Is that what you believe? And you providing and you protecting? I think part of being that man is saying something that you don't like, even though it'll make the other person uncomfortable, you know? But that's just my opinion. And that's how I roll. So, but I noticed that, man. A lot of guys, I'm like, man, I'm not living like that. To my knowledge, I got one life. I'm not living like that. If we can't put everything out on the table, what are we doing? I mean, really, what are we doing, man? We lying to ourselves? No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. So,
And you know, by you saying that right there, and I'm gonna go ahead on and say this right here, and I'm gonna put it out there. Most of these guys, most of us, you talking about not being spiritually ready for that commitment, because that's what you got to be. And most of us are not spiritually ready for that type of relationship. And most of us live that lie that,
man,
right. Yeah, most of us,
man,
and it, so most men, and I'm telling you, and I'm gonna say this boldly. I got a comment section if you need to hit me up. But most men are living a lie when it comes to a relationship,
relationship.
saying they got one woman, especially if he's not spiritually connected, where he's so in tune, or have experienced so many things till I can got to the point in life where I'm fine with just one, or either fine with being by myself. Because
Self, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, from my life experiences, for things I've been through. But if you're a young guy, especially 20, 30, 40, whatever, and you're talking about getting married, and you're talking about having that,
Oh man.
you're talking about having that one woman for the rest of your life. You have messed around and let the European, the Western way, the system, the government enslave you with a piece of paper to make you stand up in front of a crowd of people and lie to say that you're going to be the only woman for me for the rest of my life. And you know, fella, that you're not spiritually ready for that
Mm.
commitment. And we got to start telling them ladies the truth. When you're not ready, you got to just let it gonna be a little rough when you first do it, but I can guarantee you, if you begin to tell the truth and be honest, down the road it'll be better for you. Because if you lie today and go ahead on and get yourself in the bind, you know you're not ready for, down the road you're gonna pay the price for it. See that you gonna pay the price for it. And men,
Especially if later on you say what you should have said way back then. Because that's what she's gonna say. And you could have saved me all this nonsense. You know what I mean? Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
and she has to be, especially if she's a young lady, she has to be delusional if she's thinking that she is the only one, knowing that you like to go out, knowing that you like women, knowing that you like to drink, knowing you smoking with the boys, knowing you like to hang out, knowing she, stop playing. We got to stop playing with this relationship thing, and we got to start being honest, and we got to stop making that connection when we're not ready to make it. We got to stop playing, because all it's doing is causing nothing but conflict. That's all it's causing. That's why every time you look
Yeah,
around, that's why YouTube and Facebook and all these places where they showing all these
yeah.
fights, yeah, you could pull it up and just see all these relationships and conflict because we're
They
not being
having
honest. Go ahead on,
they
coach.
having a ball. They having a ball, man. They having a ball to other people's demise. Well, to our demise, let me put it like that. They having a ball. If you want to categorize it as that, man. I know a lot of the issues stem from that, you know. Because I've heard women literally giving folks a time frame, to say I do. I mean, come on, that's an individual, you know. That's an individual. So they don't have any aspirations. They don't have no dreams. They're just only you. Come on, man. You know what I mean? So I
It's a problem if someone really got to put pressure on you and force you into marrying them, giving you this, you got to do it, but you let society, ladies, you got to be careful with letting your girlfriends, your mama, whoever tell you that, you know, it has to be done by a certain time. If it ain't done by this time, you thinking something wrong with you. Man, you just better settle down and walk this journey and learn some things, experience some things about people, learn some things about people, educate yourself, and don't be so delusional, thinking that, well, he's mine, he's this, he's that. And a lot of times, I'm gonna tell you, a lot of these women know they being cheated on. A lot of them know. And then a lot of them will sit here and tell you that I ain't gonna be in this type of relationship. I ain't gonna be in that type of relationship. Especially when you still hear groups where the man might have two or three wives. You got religions, you got groups, you got,
mm-mm.
and listen, she's sitting here talking all of that mess. And unbeknowing, her boyfriend got two, three other girlfriends. So really she is in it. A monogamy, not a monogamy, but what they call it, when you got two, three wives, one of them,
Yeah. Mm.
one of them. She's already in it. He just lying to her. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of time when that man is not mature, experienced certain things, been through certain things, or a certain type of guy, just as a young man and just having that one woman, ladies, you are delusional. He's drinking, he's smoking, he's hanging out, and you see little things, you picking up little things, but you just don't want to see it. You see it, but you don't want to see it. So, ladies, I would say this right here. Like I said earlier, make sure you're first in your life. Take your
Yeah.
time. Yeah, make sure you're first. Don't put all your all into nobody. Take care of yourself first, and be smart enough to be able to see it and admit that, okay, this is what it is, instead of always trying to see it and just you know, push it up under the rug, or that's not the way. Yes, it is. You're delusional. You're delusional if you're looking for that perfect guy. You're delusional. You're delusional if you think you got a good guy and you know there's no integrity, there's no faithfulness, there's no character. You know you're delusional. You're delusional if you know you got a guy who hangs out, excessive alcohol drinking, drugs, doing this, running the street script. You're delusional. You're delusional. And you need to get it together. We'll come back and do one and flip it on the other side. But I just wanted to do this one right here based on some conversations that I had. And I would definitely have to say, a lot of times for the experience that I've had with talking to these young ladies, for the guy that they're looking for, they're definitely delusional if they think they're gonna find him. You ain't gonna find him. You bring him to me. You find him, bring him to me. I like to meet him. Bring him to me and bring him to me. I like to meet him. You telling me he don't have
uh,
he ain't got no mental things going on when he dealing with something. Man, please stop playing. We all is always under construction, always trying to build, always trying to get better. Nobody got it all together. Hopefully you can grow to a point where you can advance from a certain part of your life that you used to do. And that's what I'm
mm,
saying. Maturing. Is he maturing? Are you maturing? Shit. Are you growing? Are
and
you
that's it right there. Are you stepping up to par with what you're requesting? We know you might not be there altogether, and that's okay, but are you working on you? You know, how dare you be subpar, but you want somebody to be way up there? Come on, man. That don't even match up. For how long? For how long? How long you think that's gonna work? Come on, man.
And
So
and I'm telling the man right now, stop playing. Go on and be honest. Go on and get it out the way. You either gonna pay a price now or you gonna pay a price later. I'm gonna leave it at that. Coaches, what,
I'm
2, 3 minutes left? Go ahead. I'm done.
I'm gonna say like you always said, man. Just like you talk about, you don't see us coming together as we ought to. I don't see jokers spitting that truth, man.
No.
I don't see it. I come across too many passive gentlemen, and I'm like, man, is it me? I'm like, nah, because and the things they say, I'm like, you might as well say how you feel. Say how you feel. You know what I mean? You don't know how that's affecting you, not saying how you feel. You have no idea. It can be in a positive way, you know. But I'm like, hey man, that's your life. I'm gonna spit it like it is, man. You can take it as being harsh, fool. That's on you. But it's just the truth. I'm not gonna lie to myself. I'm not gonna lie to you. So that's why I am in my life, man. You know, I'm not gonna be locked into a situation, into mental prison because I can't say how I feel. No, 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 I'm not doing that. So to all those who do that, man, salute to you, but I can't roll like that. So are they delusional? Yes, and I'm talking about the gamut. I'm talking about from A to Z. Age range. Now, hey, from A to Z, man, definitely. Even folks you think would know better, I'm like, really? That's how you feel? Okay. So yeah, I can see the comments now. Lord have mercy.
We're gonna
But that's
see.
okay.
I'm gonna see. I'm gonna see because I want to hear it because I'm with you on that
We can
one.
do Yeah, we can do a part two and we can have some females on. Because I really want to hear from a female perspective. I
They want to
really do.
come.
So
The door is open. There's the email
hey,
comment section. So I'm waiting to see what's up, Coach. Until the next time, Coach. I'll
all
holler at
right
you.
now.
Yes, sir.
All right, see you.